So guys, as you know, I have been trying to trade my way up to a brand new custom shop guitar. I started with a Fender Telecaster and I'm making my way through the ranks, and I just got a sick deal on this Gibson SG 400 made by the boys at Epiphone. Now this guitar is $350 retail. Now I do think they are discontinued, especially this line. The G400 got replaced with a newer version of the G400, but this guitar was retailing for about $350. I got the guitar for $230, so I believe it's a pretty good deal, but it's only as good as the next trade down the line. And what I wasn't expecting was how great this guitar felt and sounded. This satin neck is just finished very, very well. I really do appreciate the attention to detail to get this finish down just right. Now, I am going to say that you can definitely see the grain of the wood a little bit here. And whether that's just, you know, cosmetic coating for grain, I'm not sure, but it looks like real grain. But this satin finish feels really nice. If you guys like glossy SGs, this isn't the guitar for you, but this subdued kind of sound kind of lends itself to how warm sounding it is. I have never had an SG before. My very first SG, I've never been an SG guy. Something about the way it was shaped and how big the guitar was kind of threw me off for a long time. And I decided, what the heck, why not grab an SG and play one and see if I can't get a nice trade for it down the road. But let me tell you all about the Epiphone SG G400. Now the first thing that really sticks out to me is that this guitar is huge. I can't even get it really in frame. Like, I'll try to, but it's like the guitar is incredibly big, and that's just how SGs are. The SG G400 by Epiphone is all mahogany with a rosewood fingerboard. And what I did enjoy about this guitar is that it does have my coveted trapezoid inlays. I cannot tell you how much I think a Gibson should have trapezoid or parallelogram inlays in the actual fretboard, but we don't have to get on that rant right now. The point is, I really like the detail on the trapezoids here. Now, they're not going to be as clear as other higher-end Epiphones or upper-level Les Pauls and Gibsons, but the fact that they put these in the fingerboard is really great. And the thing is, they're trying to make this G400 just like the early 1961-62 style SGs. You can kind of see that telltale spacing in between the bridge and the humbucker. It's got the beefy, like, 60s neck. I mean, this neck feels so huge in the hands. And it's got an all-satin finish, which I really do enjoy about this guitar. It's satin, it feels really smooth underneath the hands, not super glossy, and it has all the tone controls you'd expect on an SG down here on the bottom, which I really have enjoyed. Now, there are some caveats. When I got this SG, gosh, it was beat up and not taken care of very well. It was definitely owned by a kid. You can kind of see some pickguard screws missing down here, but also you can kind of see on the back plate there are also some screws missing. And when I got in the guitar, it was grimy, it was nasty, it definitely needed a good polishing, a good cleaning. And you can't blame a guy for trying to mod his guitar, probably a first time mod, but he definitely put a new pickup in here and it actually wires correctly. It actually sounds pretty good. It's a P90 and a humbucker type slot. And I have the original pickup, but I don't think I'll install it. The P90 sounds just fine. Now, what I did notice when getting it was how nasty the frets were. I had to really grind those down and polish them nice and well with steel wool. Had to condition the fretboard with some lemon oil, and he had a bunch of screws in this back plate that weren't to size, and I still have not found the right size for screws. Guitars are tricky, man, especially ones that are imported from China, only because the screws are metric screws and they're not always found in American hardware stores. So if you happen to know what size these screws are for these plates, I would love to know and get those replaced as soon as I can. But this guitar is made in 2014. You can kind of tell. Look at the serial number. You can tell it has a 14 up front. The first two digits are the year and the second two are the month. So according to this guitar, it was made in November of 2014. So I feel like it's pretty new. 7 years is still a pretty long time, but this guitar is in great shape. The actual neck joint is classic SG. It's actually a glued-in neck joint, but it looks like they covered it with like some kind of with the finish, so it looks like it's set in, but that is a glued-on neck joint. And we're going to be playing this guitar and seeing how good it sounds. Let's try out some tones. So today I'm actually going to be using a matchless style amp to get sounds from this. I'll show you guys the middle position, and then I'll show you the neck position, and then I'll show you my bridge position right here. But we'll start off with the middle position. Let's show you guys some clean tones first, and get you guys an idea of what it sounds like just hearing the mahogany and the rosewood together. Now I will show you my neck position. Let's put some ethereal stuff in there, see if we can make it sound kind of full. Then, of course, I will show you the actual P90 pickup. That's no drive, so you can definitely tell that P90 is cranking away at that treble, giving us some dirt in our amp. Alright, now let's add some dirt. But let's not mess around. Let's go high gain on this sucker and see how it sounds. Now, a couple things I'm not so much a fan on this SG. I'm not as big of a fan of the pickups as other humbuckers in the Epiphone line. I think that the neck pickup is fine. It's just a bit too money to me with how much mahogany we have on the body. And also, I'm not going to give this guy a lot of grief for modding his SG, but this pickup, the P90 in the neck, does get a little feedbacky at high gains. You can kind of hear that, I'm sure. So unless you have a gate on this sucker, it can be a really tough time to manage gain sounds, and even on-stage volume could be a little iffy. Now let's sum up. That being said, this SG for $230 used, $350 new is a really solid instrument. It stays in tune a majority of the time. I know sometimes SGs can be a little finicky for their tuning stability problems. Thanks for that headstock, Gibson. Really appreciate it. Anyway, but I do really enjoy this kind of SG. My first SG, you know, I could not have asked for a better budget instrument. I think as far as finish and feel, this SG G400 is actually really, really solid, and I have enjoyed the homage it pays to early 60s SGs. Not that I'm a snob about it, but that is a cool feature. Huge neck, really great feeling satin finishes. This guitar is a winner for anybody wanting to get in the SG world at a reasonable price. Guys, thanks so much for watching my video on my new SG. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. I make videos all the time talking about all things guitar. I really have enjoyed playing this SG. Guys, if you get a chance to try a G400 out, you should, and if you like it, you should totally buy it. I do recommend an SG like this for anyone starting out playing an SG for the first time. And of course, if you like this content, you'll love a ton of other content on my channel. Be sure to check it out. My link to my channel is in the description. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and go enjoy a guitar just like me.